U.S. naval personnel. We were able to get a couple of aircraft in the air and shoot some of the Japanese planes down. Amongst all that, they still had the wherewithal to try to save each other, help each other, and still defend themselves and our nation. And it was just amazing. It's a day that we should never forget the heroism of all those men and women that day. Not only those that lost their lives, but those that were able somehow, some way, to survive. And it's something that we should never, ever forget. And I'm afraid that we've got a lot of Americans that forget the sacrifice and the struggle that took place to build this nation. I mean, really, today we are a bunch of pampered, spoiled little brats. We don't know what it is to sacrifice. I mean, President Obama talks about please, what does that man know about sacrifice? He doesn't know anything about. In fact, we're in such a bad economy. Remember now, did George Bush do anything extravagant? Most of the time while he was no, because he was a president on a war footing. He didn't do extravagant stuff. We had even Bill Clinton didn't do extravagant stuff, and Bill Clinton had for a good portion of his 2 terms, he had a rather booming economy, and he didn't do extravagant stuff. This guy, in the middle of a couple of wars, one that he starts himself, in the middle of one of the greatest economic downturns our country has seen since the Great Depression, this guy's living high on the hog. You got many people out there just, fawning all over, every single picture that comes out of the White House and for this guy. And this leads into this Yahoo News piece. an AP poll shows that Obama's approval rises post-election. Why? He hasn't done anything. Nothing has been accomplished. Why is it that his approval rating is going up when he hasn't done anything yet? A month after the bitterly fought election, President Barack Obama has his highest approval rating since the killing of Osama bin Laden, according to Associated Press GFK poll. And more Americans say the nation is heading in the right direction now than at any time since the start of the first term. How is that when we have more people dropping out of the workforce? How is that when we are on the edge of a fiscal cliff about to fall over with, it looks like we're going to go because nobody wants to seem to compromise it all. So how are we headed in the right direction? Who thinks we're headed in the right direction? Our debt's going up. Our taxes are going to go up. We got people out of work, more people dropping out of the search for work, out of the workforce. How are we headed in the right direction? Obama's approval rating stands at 57%, the highest since May 2011, when U.S. Navy SEALs killed the terror leader, and up 5 percentage points from before the election. So, a month after the election, his approval is up 5 points. He hasn't done anything. Oh, maybe it's all maybe it's the 54 Christmas trees that everybody. Yeah, 54 Christmas trees. Yeah, the president's heading in the right direction, man. More Christmas trees, the better. 42% say the country is on the right. Is up 5 percentage points from before the election. 42% say the country is on the right track, up from 35% in January of 2009. Again, unemployment isn't really dropped. And I've already explained that. Well, no, I haven't. Unemployment numbers came out. Let me explain that to you, Lucy, why that's a lie. Unemployment numbers came out, and it says the unemployment rate dropped 7.7%. Now, you would think, yay, Yay! We're on the right track. People are going back to work. Wrong. Nearly over 500,000 people basically have dropped out of the workforce and are not being counted. So basically the workforce number has shrunk. Therefore, the number of people who are looking for a job, not the number of people out of work who would like a job, but basically, they're no longer getting unemployment. They've been unemployed so long, they're just like throwing their hands up and going, oh my God, I don't know if I'm ever going to get employed. So they stop actively looking regularly. They're not getting unemployment compensation, so they're not counted. They just stopped counting them. How would you like to be one of those people that's just no longer counted? And since the job pool shrinks, speaking the number of people that they're counting shrinks, well, it makes the unemployment number or ratio look like it's lower, even though they're really, there's no net number of new jobs. So in other words, it's not like there were 500,000 people that found the job. No, they just stopped looking, so now they're not being counted. This is what I was talking about, lying and massaging of the numbers. Just tell us the truth. So the number of people that are unemployed really hasn't dropped, and that's going in the right direction. Hey, you 42% of the people that say that we're heading in the right. What direction is that? Down? Is that the? Well, I guess that's the right direction to go. Is down. Down, down, down. We're going down, folks. We're going down, 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 down. Isn't there a Bruce Springsteen song? The Boss. Going down. I was never a big Bruce Springsteen fan, so I don't know all his stuff. But you got to kind of wonder. This blue collar background type of musician, whose biggest hit, I think his biggest hit, at least as big as Born in the USA. Born in the USA. Well, what is the USA? It isn't government, it's the people. The people are suffering, and the president and government is living high on the hog and saying we got to pay them more money. And look, we get the government we deserve because we reelected this jerk. I know some of you are out there saying, well, Bonner isn't any better. I know. I have said it. I don't know how many times I didn't like him. It was a mistake to make him Speaker of the House. And it was his turn, right? It was just his. You know what? I don't give a rat's whose turn they think it is. We don't do things you don't do things by taking turns. First it was Bob Dole's turn. And then, George Bush came along and pushed away John McCain. So then it was John McCain's turn after George W. Bush. And then after George W. Bush, then it was really Mitt Romney's turn because he paid his dues too. So it was Mitt Romney's turn. Don't give me that crap anymore. I don't care whose turn you think it is. This isn't, we're not in the playground. This stuff's for real. And I want to know, how is it possible that all economic indicators are bad? They're not on the rise. They're bad. Even the Federal Reserve still thinks things are bad. How are we headed in the right direction? Can somebody explain to me how possibly people can think we're headed in the right direction when we've got so many people unemployed, underemployed, out of employment? Out of employed is that basically they're just not looking anymore. And for you people who are unemployed, underemployed, let me tell you something. Don't participate in this recession. Create your own job. I don't care what. Just create your own job. There's a lot. You know what? if just 20% of the people who are unemployed just picked up their laptop or their computer and went to the library and used a library computer and just started a business online, that would it would increase exponentially economic activity. I'm serious. Just 20%. 1/5 of the people that are unemployed or underemployed and have dropped out of the job market. Do something. Don't sit there on your duff complaining. This is the United States. You have opportunity. Do something. Even if it's not going to be enough to pay all my bills. Well, are you going to make any money sitting there complaining about it? No, you're still not going to have enough to pay your bills. So do something. Don't go down without a fight. Look, I don't know anybody else is just going to, if you're on I think they'll probably be waiting for somebody to the last possible second to come. It's kind of like that joke. There's a flood. And a man is on top of his roof praying for God to save him, to come help him. And then the next thing you know, there's a person in a canoe that comes by and says, jump in. And the guy on the roof says, no. God will save me. God will take care of me. So he goes back to praying for God to save him. And then comes a rescuer in a powerboat as the water keeps rising. And the guy says, no, God will save me. God will take care of me. Go help somebody else who really needs it. I'm all set. And then the water is just about to overtake the roof where he's at. And a helicopter comes and lets down a rope. And he says, no. I'm okay. You got to get to other people. God is going to protect me and save me. And the man drowns. And he gets to heaven and he says, God, I prayed to you so hard. I was so believing. I was so fervent in my prayer that you would save me. And God said, you didn't get in the canoe or the powerboat or the helicopter I sent your way. So in other words, God isn't going to actually pick up his hand and personally lift you out. He is saying, I'm giving you opportunity. He had the opportunity to get in the canoe. He had the opportunity to get in the power rescue boat. He had the opportunity to grab that rope and get in that helicopter. You have the opportunity to do something for yourself. Start an internet business. Start any kind of business. Could be a physical business. Could be internet business. You do not have to participate in this recession. You have the opportunity by being in the greatest country on the face of the planet that has ever existed, and you are going to sit at home and complain? You've got the opportunity. Everything you possibly need. I don't have any money. You don't need money. If you need some seed capital, some seed money, start selling some of the junk you got in your house on eBay. A lot of people have. So, until you get to that point, don't come telling me that you need to take more of my hard-earned money in the form of taxes to take care of your lazy, sorry you-know-what. It's not my responsibility to take care of those that will not even try to take care of themselves. That's the truth. And unfortunately, we've become a nation that thinks the government is supposed to take care of them. Well, let me tell you something. Folks, the government is not some strange, non-touchable, off in the distant entity. The government? Who's the government? We the people. In order to form a more perfect union, we the people are the government. You are the government.
You said in the Rose Garden, the day after the attack, it was an act of terror. It was not a spontaneous demonstration. Is that what you're saying?
Please proceed, Governor.
It is in response to a video, a film
This is in response to a video.
Internet